welcome to Real Estate 360 with real estate expert Kenn Renner. Ken, real estate, it's never going to end. It's always going to be there.
Welcome to 2023. My, how the world has changed.
Boy, it has, definitely. And the market has changed and a lot's going on and growth everywhere in Central Texas. So we're going to kind of focus on some of the growth today happening in Williamson County.
Yeah, we're going to focus on Williamson County specifically on this trip. And so I just got back from the Williamson County Growth Summit that was put on by the Austin Business Journal. Mm-hmm. There were over 900 business people there. It was huge at the Kalahari Resort. And it was very enlightening what's going on out there that you might not even know because of all the development that's going on, especially the manufacturing things going on in East Williamson County. And so I've got some great stats, and the whole Williamson County is still blowing up. It's still one of the fastest growing counties. There's too much momentum. In fact, in Williamson County, they said that the biggest influx from any other county is from Travis County.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So more people are moving out to get away from the Travis County and the Austin and the building issues that they have down there, and just getting to a little bit more. It's a more breathing room, but it's growing super fast too. So we're gonna see the population there double in the next 15, 20 years. So it's going to be as big as Travis County is in about 15, 20 years, according to the Growth Summit.
Wow.
So it was great. It was put on by the Austin Business Journal. So I had some great notes that I think it would be very valuable for anybody that's thinking about real estate, thinking about buying or selling. And, this market has definitely shifted, changed. It's in a teeter-totter market right now. But we're still way below the 6 month of what a standard supply of homes would be, and especially in Williamson. There's a lot of hurting going on for those that need to sell, and those we counsel with those people, and it's really great to give them strategies that I've learned over the years. And if you've been through the 2008-2009 crisis, which we did, where everything was short sale and everything was foreclosure, you really have to take into consideration that this can be difficult times. We're not like that at all, but back then we had to work through those things and keep our clients, we had to counsel with them and sometimes become their friend, and suffer along with them on that. But really, there's not a whole lot of suffering going on because we have enough equity. Everybody has equity. Even though we've seen a drop in equity, we're going to go over those numbers. It really hasn't been that much of a drop that the news.
What about the person that last year paid $100,000 over offered? They don't have any equity, do they?
Well, that's the whole thing. The prices went up 15% from January of last year to about June. Mm-hmm. But the party stopped around April, May when the rates went up. Right. So unfortunately, those that closed May, June, July. They're the ones that are victims of this drop. Okay. Right. So everybody else for the most part has equity because we're at the same price point. We'll see on the stat, same price point last year, zero. There's been zero down or up from November over to November. So, it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, we had a client that sold a house in Avery Ranch. Our client was selling it, sold it for $660. Right now, it's probably $520, and that hurts for the person that bought it. Did great for her. She did a 1031 exchange. She rolled it into 3 properties, brand new properties, and two brand new duplex and a brand new house. Mm-hmm. Doubled her cash flow, and got her equity out. Now I had another one we did some renegotiating on. This one we just finalizing today, renegotiating. So he put it under contract back in that bad time of the peak. March of last year, and it was just over $1 million that he was put on. We negotiated that down with the builder in our community, Santa Rita Ranch, renegotiated down $100,000. So he's moving forward. Yeah. The bottom line was that was kind of a strategy we played because back in the summertime he called me and says, "Look, the market's tanking, and I don't want to get caught." I said, "Well, just wait. We'll see what happens. Wait until we get to the end of the year when the house is further along, and we'll see where the values are there. If you have to punt, you only lose your $10,000 earnest money. We'll go find you another house that's $100,000 less for the same house." Well, we've renegotiated with the builder, so it's more challenging, but you have to have the expert involved in that, and that's kind of where I've been doing this for 40 years, Sandy. That's a long time. You've been in radio for almost how long?
34. 34. Yeah, 34 years.
So I'm going to go over some stats I think you're going to find interesting. Williamson County specifically, from the Growth Summit, 643,000 current residents, and it's up more than 50% from 2010. So it's growing. We will expect 1 million people within the next 20 years, which is about the same size as Austin Travis. Also, we found this is interesting. 25 of the fastest growing neighborhoods, according to the Austin Business Journal, 70% of them were in Williamson County.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and including ours, the community I live in, the number one selling subdivision.
You think the reason for that is they've just been priced out of Austin?
Well, part
Travis
of it,
County?
Part of that, but also the building is much more easy to get done when you're outside of Travis and Austin city limits, and really there's not as much land available, and so it's pretty much you see east, northeast Williamson County is just prairie land, so it goes on forever. Couple cool things that they talked about was majority of the people who live in Williamson County now work within the county. So over 50% that actually live there actually work there. So that's different. It used to be it's no longer a bedroom community.
Right.
Let's see. Seen the fastest rate increase, growing 16% of the area's workforce to now over 25% of the metro's workforce. So we have over 25% of the workforce lives for the whole MSA lives in Williamson County. So I'm going to go over some of the projects that are coming up. Okay, so the big one, and that's the one that you're seeing, is the Samsung project. The Samsung they did a video of it that you're seeing here is 21 cranes.
Wow.
Were counted on that building that fab facility, and believe it or not, it's supposed to be done by 2024. That's quick.
That is.
To build a $17 billion facility. To put that in perspective, the Tesla Gigaplant and the Apple campus, both of those are $1 billion campuses. Samsung's $17 billion in one location. Just going to change the whole east, northeast, the whole area there. Now, here's what really blew me away is that they're planning potentially to build 10 more fab facilities in this area. $192 billion investment potentially over the next 10 years.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
There's no other way to say it.
It's a lot. It's jobs. And in fact, they were saying that there was going to be so many manufacturing jobs, they were going to have a hard time filling those jobs. And that's what housing is all based on. So, when you see jobs leaving, like you see in California, people leaving and bailing on it. I mean, when jobs disappear, values of real estate go down. So we should be able to, that will bolster our economy, and we've got room to grow. They said, one of the guys quoted from the stage, he goes, dude, this used to be a prairie. It used to be a cow pasture, and here it is, $17 billion facility. So a bunch of other stuff. They've got Applied Materials. Applied Materials is looking at building a factory in Hutto. Let's see, what are the other ones? More data centers coming. Applied Materials, let's see. Leander Springs, we're not sure if that's going to actually go. That's in Leander. That's the one with the Caribbean-like lagoon, but we definitely know that the Northline Mall is Leander Northline. That's already going vertical, and that's going to be a really nice facility, work and play, and that's only 10 minutes from my house, so that's going to be nice to have a domain-like facility up right near the train station, so people can commute actually to downtown. You won't even have to have a car if you're living there. Let's see. Okay, back to the facilities. Apple building $1.2 billion, and right next to it is 7700 Palmer, and they're expected to grow too. And that's where you have Google, EA Sports, PayPal, and eBay. So a lot of things going on. There's a brand new subdivision that's been announced, was Nolina, which is a 1,300 homes just north of Palmer Ranch and Santa Rita Ranch. Santa Rita Ranch is exploding right now with 5 different subdivisions being built, different areas. And so, and then there's the Vineyard at Florence, which is only 20 minutes. I don't know if you've been to the Vineyard at Florence.
No.
You have to go there because Vineyard at Florence it feels like you're in Florence, Italy. Mm-hmm. It's all Tuscan. It's a real vineyard. And actually, our band and my played solo out there. We played out there to entertain. But it's a really cool place, and they have townhomes there too. And so, but they're going to be building 1,000 custom homes in that area, and that's up off Florence and North Williamson County.
Williamson County is a hot spot.
It is. And a funny thing I talk about the Tesla effect. Though Tesla doesn't have a facility, they have some support facilities that are going in Williamson County. But an interesting stat was Tesla drives their cars from the Tesla factory up 130 to the Williamson County, where the train depot is, and that's where where they ship them off on the trains.
Oh.
So you may have been built in Travis County, but it was probably shipped from Williamson County. And this is even more fun. Of the 10,000 employees for Tesla, we were having this conversation. Where are they all going to live? They make about $55,000 a year. That's not enough to afford a medium price house or even close, or in Travis County.
Right.
And I was like, where are they going to live? Where are they going to live? And you know what? They've told us that they are taking people are living in Bell County, Killeen, Temple, Belton. They're living there, and Tesla is busing them in from the lower priced, the lower rent district.
Yeah.
And so there's great areas to live. Our investors have done a ton of properties in Temple, Belton. And so now they can just hop on a bus and, they're there 50 minutes later, they're at their job.
Smart.
Got the smartest, some of the smartest people in the world live around here. I understand. So, kind of excited about that. And let's take a look at, some of the stats now. Okay. We kind of went over this. This is, we have our, new stats haven't been out for December yet, and it's always a month behind when we do these. So we're going back to November. Median price is $467, and that's for Austin MSA 5 county, so the whole area. 0% increase or decrease from last year. So you said that we had people that put on properties under contract this time last year and it took them a year to build. They're okay. It's the people that closed at 15 or 20% higher in June.
Right.
There, I'm going to pray for those people. But this is an interesting stat. 2,026 homes closed in the entire MSA.
Wow.
Okay. We have 15,000 realtors. You do the number. Yeah. How many closed homes is that per realtor? 1 in 7.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not much.
Yeah. So, I kind of feel for the realtors, and we did really well. I mean, in December, we closed 4 million. And, and half of that was with cash. So things are changing, and those are mostly listings, but, and that's great. So I took a lion's share of a whole bunch of sales away from other realtors. Well, that's what you want. You want to be able to be the realtor of choice, because you don't want to have, less than the national stats, 48% of realtors sell less than $1 million in properties a year. So a little less than half sell $1 million all year. That's 4 homes in a year. And so that's 30,000 a year. That's below the poverty line. So, that is a big problem. We said that the 5% of the realtors are selling 90% of the property, and you want to deal with the 5%er. And I'm one of the 5%ers. So that's kind of a disturbing statistic that only 2,000 homes have closed. 1 in 7 realtors are getting paid.
Yeah.
And if you recall, a year and a half ago, the same problem was happening with the poor realtors that had to put in 96 offers. Only one of those guys got paid. So, it's kind of a flip side. If people think that real estate's easy, it's not. And you have to have a lot of skill sets involved that people have forgotten in the last 10 years, like marketing, open houses.
It was pretty easy for them.
Yeah. So that's down 36% from last year. You have new listings are down 2,400, and that's disturbing. That's down 17%. So the problem is people that don't have to sell are saying, forget it. I'm not going to fight this market. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait it out. I don't have to sell. And so that's taking more homes back off the market. So it's weird. We have a low inventory, and there's like buyers and sellers are at the standoff. And we talked about it a couple of months ago. I told us what's going to happen, like a stalemate. Good news is the builders are giving their properties away. They're offering incentives. We talked about that last month. Scott Felder is offering 13 points. That's enough to get a 3-2-1 buy down on a 4.99 rate. In other words, you start at 1.99 in 4 years at 4.99 for the rest of the 30 years.
Yeah. Tough to beat.
And that's the problem. Is the resellers, the people trying to resell their home are having to compete against those builders who have got all these incentives. So I'm excited about what's going on in Santa Rita Ranch. They were ranked as the number 1 subdivision in Austin. The stats from the Growth Summit, 687 starts and just under 500 closed. So that's pretty active, pretty nice. Right now we have 136 active listings in Santa Rita. It's eventually 8,800 homes. Right now there's about 2,500 homes. And So 136 actives, but only 33 of those are resales. So the rest of them are builder inventory. And that's down about 30, 40 houses from so they're clearing out their inventory like I predicted what's going to happen. They're stopping building. They're clearing out their inventory. But once that's done, we're going to have a shortage of houses, and that usually reflects in prices. So good news is that it's a great time to buy. And the better news is that if you have to sell, you're most likely going to have equity so you can get your money and get out and relocate to wherever you're going to do. And that's why I'm here to be your expert on that. I would like to talk also quickly about my expo. I put it, I'm serving in our community. I really been supporting a lot of the events, sponsoring Santa Rita's event because it's the biggest. It's the 800-pound gorilla. It's the biggest thing, and so getting ingrained in the community. And I decided about 3 or 4 months ago to put on a small local business expo at the Ranch House, which is the main welcome center. And I got with the developers and everything, and they thought it was a great idea. And so I put it all together because I'm used to putting together events. And I did a marketing campaign, and we only had 30 tables, which is enough to fill that whole place. It's a big center. So, and we're actually sold out. I mean, we got all the tables sold, and people are having to share now. But I think it was really timely and then this is all coming as a service to the community and service to the businesses. And so that's kind of like what I do to give back. And so I'm doing all this work for free, but it's also to become the face of real estate for Santa Rita. But cool things that contact me, the Chamber of Commerce is going to show up, Liberty Hill Chamber of Commerce. That's awesome. We have, of course, real estate representatives, CPAs, insurance companies, financial advisors, mortgage company, and also private schools, the DSA, the Divine Savior Academy, where my kid goes to. They're going to be represented, and there's tutoring services that are going to be there. So all stuff that you would have all in one place that you come and visit and get face-to-face. We have health and wellness, a lot of health and wellness, gyms, trainers, people that do nutrition and things like that. Lots of home services. Now, it's really cool to be able to go meet your contractor or go find the guy that does the garage floor. We have landscapers that'll be there, roofing companies, solar company, that's really big right now. And then even our inspector. And so he's going to be there. And it's a good time if you bought a house, especially a new construction in the last year, that you have your house inspected before. If you didn't have it inspected before you bought it, you should inspect it before your warranty period is up. And we've had some pretty hefty warranty issues coming up in Santa Rita. One of them was some defective tile that has become a scourge through the neighborhood. And I don't know how many, I sold a dozen in that particular section, and we're having to deal with having to demo all the tile back out and put it all in. So that's what I'm here for. I'm an advocate for my clients, and I sold them the house, and so I'm going to help get it fixed through the warranty. We're going to have a couple food trucks there and a beverage truck, and then even a live jazz singer who's going to come out and entertain. So putting this together is January 21st, and it's free to the public. Anybody can come. And there's some great professionals being represented, and so and I'm glad to be a support to the community.
And the hours of that?
Oh yeah, 12 to 4. And so we know that's a potential game day, but it's okay. I think we're going to get the game put on the wide screen up there so people can still meet their business neighbors and friends and still watch the game.
There you go.
All right. So Sandy, it's been really great talking to you, giving an update on Williamson County. And I'll go back to my home in the little brother of Austin.
Not for long.
No,
it's kind of long based on the numbers you just said. It's going to be as big as Travis County.
Well, it's going to be the same size of what Travis County is now in about 15, 20
But Travis
years.
keep growing as well.
Well, unless people just keep moving to Williamson County.
Right. You never know.
It's a good place to live.
Yeah, it is.
Been here since 1993. So this is 30 years here, 40 years in the business. Practicing excellence.
Right. People want to find you. How do they reach out?
Kenn Renner, 512-423-5626, and buyaustin.com is my website. All right. We'll see you on the next podcast.